Michigan prepared here. I'm not sure what I'm gonna get done today. Just kind of sitting in the house. Funds are really low, guys. My truck payment was due this week, and a couple other bills, and didn't leave me nothing for cash. So to drive out to my property, I don't know if that's going to happen yet today. I'm trying to get motivated, maybe get a couple things done. So I'm not sure what I'm going to bring you as far as a video goes this weekend. And once again, I want to say thank you to all my new subscribers. Good Lord, you guys are insane in a good way. You guys are awesome. I keep reporting every time I check my channel, the numbers are just going up. So obviously, I'm doing something you guys like. But I wanted to bring you a quick video because I guess there's still plots on the president-elect's life. And I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. An attempt on somebody's life is not cool. I don't care if it was Kamala in office, a person I don't agree with. An assassination attempt is not cool at all. Regardless of your beliefs, I mean, it's not acceptable. But apparently, we got people from other countries coming in. November 7th, I don't know if you guys read it in the news or not, but there was a Chinese resident, some young man who's here on a school visa, and apparently had went to President-elect Trump's Mar-a-Lago home on November 7th, and he was arrested and held on only $100,000 bond for trespassing or whatnot. Trump has had to beef up security tremendously, guys. Now, the day of the election, things weren't too crazy. I mean, yeah, there's some people that lost their minds, of course. But as we go, it's progressively getting worse and worse and worse. The outrage, the name calling, the death threats, and things of that nature are escalating tenfold. And this is kind of what I've expected. That's why, as far as like my food preps and things like that go, I didn't, I kind of told you guys that I may or may not slow down a little bit on the whole prepping thing. What I mean by that is probably the food preps, guys. Like, I already have a bunch in the pantry, and I have a bunch of strategic locations, like I've told y'all before. But what I'm not going to stop prepping is my freedom seeds. My protection for my home and my family, and I'm just not going to stop doing that because, like I had stated before, there is a definite mental health crisis in this country, and there's been a whole lot of brainwashing, guys, and I do kind of contribute that to social media. I remember growing up in the 80s where the only thing we had was dial-up. We didn't have social media. And hopefully everybody on my channel knows what dial-up is. Please leave it in the comments below if you don't, because I think I just dated myself. Of course, then again, I don't hide it from anybody. Everybody knows I'm 43. I was born in 1981. But yeah, I may have just dated myself there. I remember playing Oregon Trail on one of those old square PCs, and for whatever reason you had to have a connection, and I remember playing this game in school, and my teacher would have to dial a certain number and hook it up to this base, and the tone from the phone would transfer through the computer and load everything. You guys remember that? Am I really that old? I mean, I know I got some gray there, but come on now. Anyway, guys, the insanity in this country is getting out of control. And I do contribute most of this to this right here. This social media right here. YouTube, Facebook, MySpace back in the day, all the other shit that's out there now, X or Twitter, whatever the hell it's called now. Uh, yeah, a lot of it is social media. A lot of it is the colleges, guys. There's a lot of brainwashing going on in colleges, and I don't understand why. You'd think they would want lower taxes and whatever else will come with a good economy. I just don't understand people wanting to pay $4 or $5 a gallon of gas and $10 for a carton of eggs. Yes, that's a little bit of an exaggeration. I just threw it out there. You guys don't have to correct me. I know. Bit of an exaggeration. But anyway, guys, the insanity in this country is getting out of control. Ever since the election, they've uncovered a few plots for an assassination attempt on Trump's life. I don't think they're going to stop. I think they're only going to get more intensified. I just don't feel like it's going to be good. You're going to have, what do you call it? You're going to have single individuals from the left that I do believe are going to try some sort of dumb stuff in this country. It could be attacks on the power grid. It could be, I don't know what it's going to be, guys. All I know is that you really need to keep prepping. As far as Michigan goes, where I reside, I haven't really heard of anything happening. Has anybody else that lives here in Michigan? I know I got a few subscribers that are here. Have you guys heard of anything going on as far as riots or protests or anything of that nature? Again, guys, it's kind of small as of right now, comparatively speaking. But excuse me, every day that goes by, it's ramping up little by little. And they're already pushing, like I said, the whole racist narrative, and just, it's insane, guys, the amount of liberals that are crying hysterically, talking about my life is in danger, my life is over. One lady reported that she's gonna be put into slavery. I mean, which is the most outlandish thing I've heard yet. I just don't understand the thought process. But keep prepping, guys, because like anything in life, it always gets worse before it gets better. With the overwhelming majority of the United States voting red this time around, I feel like it's going to happen again in 28, especially considering the fact that the Republicans control the House, the Senate, and now the White House. Oh, and that's why I wanted to make this video today too. I don't know why that slipped my mind. So I heard something yesterday. It's like a slight conspiracy theory, guys. And basically what that conspiracy theory is that they're setting Donald Trump up to be a fall guy. Now, do I believe this? There's a couple possibilities to that. Basically what was said is that Biden gave up too easy, that they put somebody in there that they knew was going to fail on the Democratic side, such as Kamala. And the reason for this is because they wanted Trump to win. They wanted Trump to become the fall guy for World War III. That way, when this world goes to hell, guys, that Trump is the one that takes the hit, kind of like he did with COVID. Even though it wasn't his fault, but Trump still took the hit for COVID. Vladimir Putin has already come out and said. I watched a couple translated press conferences of Putin, and he basically says he would annihilate the U.S. and NATO if there was any attempts to stop him in Ukraine. The Iranian president has said the same thing. I have yet to hear from North Korea. So, I mean, there's a sliver of possible truth to what I'm hearing as far as Donald Trump being the fall guy, and I understand the logic behind it, or the thought process behind it. I don't really know if there's logic behind it, but I understand the thought process behind it, and I could see where that could be possible. And with Biden talking about doing an ammo dump and depleting the U.S. military of mass weapons that could defend this country, and leaving Trump pretty much empty-handed. Granted, I believe he's a strong enough individual to where he could rebuild our military within a matter of days or weeks. He could, and I think he did it last time he was president. He could, what's the word I'm looking for? He could request that these car manufacturing companies, such as GM, Ford, whatever, Chrysler, shut down production on their vehicles and actually make military equipment and vehicles, and these ammunition manufacturing companies. He could recruit them to start making other stuff. I believe he could build up our military relatively fast. So I'm really not too worried about a whole ammo dump from the current sitting president. But I think they're absolutely 100% trying to set him up for failure in some sort of way. Whether it's the fall guy, like I've heard, take the hit from a World War III scenario. I don't know about that. Now, guys, I want you to be prepared also, because there's a lot of illegals in this country that we know of, at least 10 million. And that's just the ones that we know of that have crossed the border illegally. And I'm not talking about just Mexican. I'm talking about Venezuelans and Israelis, and Israelis I'm not too worried about, but Iranian and Ukrainian and even Russian guys. And there's a lot of sleeper cells, whether you want to believe it or not. There's a lot of sleeper cells in this country that wish to do this country harm, and I think really all they're doing is waiting for the green light to do whatever they've come to this country to plan to do. I mean, we've had the open border policy now for what, 3.5, 4 years, 3.5, and because Biden signed that executive order day one in his presidency. And as far as we know, according to ICE and everybody else, that there's a lot of military age men that have come over to this country, and they vowed to do harm. So sorry guys, I got an itch on my eye that's driving me absolutely crazy. But we've had a lot of military age men from other countries come over here that have vowed to do harm to the U.S. So be on your ready, guys. Have a form of heat, whether it be wood, propane. If you decide to go with the propane route, just make sure that you have adequate amounts of propane, several propane tanks. You also gotta remember that if you heat your home with propane gives off like condensation, a moisture. So you're gonna have to have a way to vent that, to basically dry the air in your house. And if the grid goes down, you might have to crack a window or something like that to vent the atmosphere, to keep from having condensation build up in your house and cause mold. And depending on what type of heat source you're using, I know if you're using like a buddy heater or something of that nature, such as, let's give an example, my camper. If I heated my camper with propane, I can pretty much bet to wake up in the morning with condensation all over my windows. And if it's really cold outside, well, that's going to freeze. That could cause several potential problems, guys. That could cause uh, windowsills to swell. It could cause ice buildup. It could cause mold damage. It could cause a lot of issues. Uh, so propane heat is like a moist heat, I guess, if you will, and it's due to the propane itself. Now, if you heat with wood, wood is more of a drier heat. It'll help dry it out, and wood is the preferred method, in my opinion, only because again, it's a drier heat and it's relatively available. If you run out of wood, well, you just go out to the woods and grab more. If you run out of propane and this world has gone to hell, what do? You know what I mean? So wood for me is the preferred method. And that's what I was going to do this weekend, guys. I was going to take a bunch of my wood out to my property in case something does happen. But I'm thinking that's going to have to wait until next weekend, y'all, because, again, my funds are low and I still have to get to work next week. And going out to my property, it's a decent little distance away, and it's just gas that I can't afford to spend right now. And I do apologize because I promised you guys a decent video. I thought I was going to bring some wood out there. I don't know. I do know that I have to clean up the wood pile in my backyard. So um, maybe today or tomorrow, if I'm feeling ambitious, I guess, if you will, I might go out there and just set the camera on the tripod, and maybe I'll give the old axe a swing or two with a little bit of lubrication on the blade to see if it'll actually split the wood easier. I got some huge rounds out there, guys. You got to walk the axe. If my head's the log, you got to walk it from one end to the other to be able to get it to split. So maybe I'll film some of that. I don't know, guys. I do apologize that I'm not going to go out to the property and do an off-grid video this week. Is just, I'm literally down, and a lot of people don't put their finances out there, guys, but I'm down to $140 for the week. That's gas to and from, and I drive an hour to work and an hour home every day. So that $140 is pretty critical, and I can't really afford to just burn gas just for the hell of it to go north. I don't make money on YouTube, guys. I do appreciate the subscribers, but I'm not here for money. I'm here for y'all. But yeah, guys, like I said, keep getting stocked up because anything could happen any day. There's a lot of insanity in this country, like I've already discussed, and people are willing to go to great lengths for their, well, we'll call it their protest. So, are you safe yet? You're probably 2% safer with President-elect at the moment. But I still think that the possibility of something extravagant and very detrimental to our way of life could potentially happen. And, there's a lot of other YouTubers that are pushing, oh, well, don't get comfortable and keep prepping, and this is what you need to have in case. But they also run a store on YouTube, guys. They're trying to sell their product. I'm not selling you anything. I'm just bringing you my personal opinions and my beliefs. And I got a big heart and I love people, and I don't want to see anything happen to anybody. As far as all my subscribers out here, I want to see you guys make it. If something does happen in this country and this world goes to hell, say there's actual nuclear war on our soil, it's still a good possibility. I would like for y'all to be prepared and ready. That way, when the smoke clears, so to speak, we can meet up, not make up. We could meet up and rebuild this country, one way or another. It's gonna take an army of people to defend and protect this country. The Second Amendment's in place for a reason, guys. And I wholeheartedly believe in the Second Amendment. So with that being said, guys, I apologize. This video is kind of a rambling video. I don't know if you're going to have another video today or tomorrow. I might get a bug up my butt and do something, but as you can tell, I'm just kind of relaxing in the old recliner. Rest in peace, Dad. I can't zoom in on this angle, but that's where my daddy rests, right there in that box. That's his little nameplate. Anyway, guys, yeah, I'm just sitting at home, chilling, relaxing, taking a load off. Still trying to figure out what I'm going to do for y'all with a lack of funds as far as a decent video goes, but who knows, we'll see. But keep preparing, guys. Let me know what you're seeing going on in your area as far as protest or rebellion, I guess, if you will. Things of that nature. But yeah, don't stop prepping, especially your freedom seeds. Me and another subscriber have discussed that a few times now. Don't stop prepping them freedom seeds, guys. With that being said, I'm going to stop rambling and let y'all go. I do appreciate your loyalty. I do appreciate all my new subscribers. You guys are amazing. So yeah, just keep your heads on a swivel, guys. All right. Well, we'll talk to you later. Off Grid with Michigan Prepared is out.